Satnam and welcome. I'm Parnam Dave, and this is Yogic Living. And today, as you can see, again, we're up on this beautiful mountainside that I had the opportunity to purchase. And so today I want to talk a little bit about what's going on in the world today, about this fear that's encompassing our world today. Alright, so I first wanted to talk about the media, how the media spins things. Now, when I got done with college, I have a degree in electronics engineering. When I got done with college and got my first quote unquote real job, I was working at Kokomo, I was working at Delphi in Kokomo, Indiana. And I ran this house from this guy, and I'm like, well, this is my first real job. You know, I'm grown up. You know, now I got to do more grown-up things. You know, like watch the news. You know, so I know what's going on in my world today. And so I started because I was working like a 12-hour shift from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. I opted to watch the news at noon because that was more contingent to my schedule, the way I slept and the way everything else. And so I was watching that. I'd watched it probably for like a good month or so. And what I noticed is there was a lot of repetition. A lot of repetition. There was no, and they always reported the most negative things. Always. And you say, well, Parnam Dave, it's probably just because you were watching it, during a slow season or whatever, and there was not a lot going on in the news. That's not the case. I was watching it during the time that we went back to Iraq the second time, after the whole 9/11 thing, and we were looking for weapons of mass destruction, which we never found. But that notwithstanding, we went over there, and within a week, we took the capital. We captured Saddam Hussein. And this is all I saw on the news. And then, but all they quoted was the same things. The fear, the intensity. Oh, we're gonna find these weapons of mass destruction. They're here somewhere. We don't know. Finally, I think, and it was kind of a joke, that they found this RV out in the middle of nowhere with some bags of fertilizer and some other stuff, supposedly to make homemade bombs. And it's just like, really? You might find those anywhere in anybody's household. And you're saying these are weapons of mass destruction, and that is why we went over to Iraq in the first place, to get these weapons of mass destruction. But again, it's that weapons of that fear, that thing. Oh, the boogeyman. Oh, he's around the corner. He's gonna get you. You know, that's what they like to promote, this fear. And with so then I stopped watching it. I was just like, okay, well, all you're doing, psychologically speaking, is just saying the same things. Because if you repeat things time and time again, it gets into your subconscious and it gnaws away at you. And in fact, I have a friend who used to do the news down in Houston, Texas, and she even told me, that they they do that on purpose. They do these psychological things on purpose to keep you in fear, to keep you watching, to keep you tuning in every night or every day into the news. So that was back then. Things have changed, right, Parm Dave? Well, I I don't think so. Let's look at what's going on in today's society with these masks and this COVID thing. And now I'm not saying COVID doesn't exist. It most certainly does. Hell, my grandma had COVID. Yeah, she was down for about a good month. You know, um, and I've known a lot of people who had COVID, but I didn't know anybody who died from COVID. Now, that's not the case with the vaccine. I actually know somebody who died in direct cause to the vaccine. Now, with this vaccine and stuff, it causes all these problems. Yeah, hell, I was in the laundromat one day and they had on the news, and I saw on there that they just got done running a story about these high school athletes, that are getting the vaccine or promoting the vaccine and everything, and rah rah rah, and the vaccine is good. And then they have a short segment on how it is causing heart issues. Short segment. Oh, and by the way, it causes causes a enlarged heart and, and all these other issues. So, I'm like, wait a second, what you just said before is now contradictory to what you're saying now. And so with this dichotomy of things, it makes me laugh. It makes me laugh. But in all seriousness, in back then and even today, promoting this fear, they don't give you a lot of facts. If you really look into it, all they push is the emotion. And what I've learned over my short life is that when anybody tries to just give you emotion, they're trying to pull one over on you. And so it's just, be aware of these things. Be aware of all the negativity going on. Because with all this fear and stuff, and you say, well, Parham Dave, if the people behind the media are telling us, all these lies and stuff just to make us fearful, why are they trying to make us fearful? Ask yourself that question. Why are they trying to make us fearful? Well, I know from the occult standpoint, because I was very much into, well, I can't say that I'm still not, but I was very much into magic and the occult. I'm not talking like sleight of hand stuff, illusionist type. I'm talking about real magic. Now, I've been into this stuff since I can't remember. And but with the fear, all this fear about all these lower entities like demons, they feed on fear. They feed on these emotions. Right now, they are feasting. You could go out anywhere in the world, anywhere where there's people, shopping centers, malls, whatever. You can feel the fear. I just wonder if, well, I'm not here to speculate, but I know that all these lower entities, these demonic entities, they feed on fear. What else are they using with these strong emotions? Because what a lot of people don't realize is that we're all supernatural beings. Whatever energy we're pushing out there, we're bringing back into our environment. So if you're feeling a lot of fear, then that's what you're going to be getting back, is a lot of fear. You're going to be, in essence, drawing in these demonic forces. What they'll do in your life, I don't know. It's hard telling. But I, for one, keep strong in the fact that, well, I was never afraid of the virus. I was never afraid of COVID. For one thing, I've lived through enough of these scares to know, like, the swine flu, SARS, Ebola, it's just, whatever. I never wore a mask through any of them, and I didn't feel like wearing a mask through this stuff. And I didn't, for the most part, until they made it mandatory in every place that you had to wear a mask, and they had somebody there saying, well, if you're not wearing a mask, you can't come in the store, blah, blah, blah. There were certain things I needed, like, toilet paper, things like that. Apparently, toilet paper, I guess on a side note, cures COVID somehow. I don't understand it, because you went to find toilet paper during all this, you couldn't find any. But that notwithstanding, so what I did was I centered myself, and I did that through my yoga practice. I did that, through, and one of the things I was doing even before all this was this kriya called the inner sun, and I've showed it to you in my videos before, and it strengthens your immune system. And I actually haven't had anything since February of 2018 is when I started doing it correctly. So since February of 2018, I haven't had a cold, I haven't had the flu, I haven't had anything. And you're saying, well, you just got lucky. All right. Let me give you a little side note here. Let me give you a little information. I was at the time when COVID first started hitting. I was working throughout Southern California in the DMVs, in different DMVs, all throughout Southern California. So there was a mass of people that I was exposed to that I was breathing the same air. Now, the odds that I didn't get exposed to COVID, and I didn't wear a mask, the odds that I didn't get exposed to COVID probably slim to none. And I never got sick through the whole thing. It was a nice little hiatus I had. I had like a 2 or 3 month hiatus. At the time, I had a house in Santa Ana, and I just took the opportunity to grow a bunch of food, and I even made my own bread and everything. I almost eliminated, I think, probably about 90% of all processed food I ate, and just ate like simple stuff. but I, but I didn't get sick. I still went out places. It's not like I stayed at home. You know, I still went to the store and stuff and didn't wear a mask. Like I said, I didn't wear a mask until they absolutely made me wear a mask. uh, and I just centered myself with my yoga practice. Now, I'm not trying to promote yoga. What I'm trying to promote is a peaceful lifestyle. A lifestyle where you don't have to be afraid, where you can go out into the world, not wear a mask, and not have to freak out. Or freak out about other people not wearing a mask. Alright. Well, I guess the biggest thing is I see the mass hysteria. The mass, and it's led by the media ringleaders. And I choose not to follow that. You could choose what you want, but I feel happy. And so, in conclusion, I just want to say that if you are watching the news, that's your business, you know. But I didn't find it profitable for myself, for my mental health or my physical health or my spiritual health, because if you're living in fear, it affects all of those. And so I just want to say that don't live in fear and live your life and be helpful and peaceful and loving towards each other. Satnam.